Hello everybody! It's the guy who doesn't stream 2 days in a row. I didn't stream yesterday because I was tired. I didn't stream Wednesday because I wasn't home. I'll stream today, I promise. We're starting off today with the rare triple follow me. We're on our way to the shop to pick some stuff up for the pigs. As I said, I do the pigs today. You can stop and the other one can stop. So the Massey is the Massey's probably best picking this up, isn't it? Massey's gonna pick up the Herps low loader and unfold it because I need to put the bale spike on it because I'm gonna need the bales over the pigs. Want to cover something I said yesterday, or I did yesterday, which is I couldn't find the water source over by the cows. You notice I said the water source by the cows. Yes, there is one. It's in field 40. Nathan pointed me in the right direction, and a couple of you guys said there is a little pond in field 40 as well. I unintentionally found the little bug with the map where it doesn't show the water sources, and Nathan said he might fix that. As well as a few other things, including the road not quite being flush in spots. Which is something not major. Like, there's some stuff that I'll pick out in the map that isn't major, but is just like nice little polishy things for Nathan to just make the map look the tiniest bit better. So today's plan is we're gonna feed the pigs, and we'll need the pallet fork for that because we've got the pallet. That's slightly dodgy on the weight distribution, but we should be fine. And I'm gonna actually loop the pallet fork over the top of the bale fork like this, so that hopefully it doesn't budge. It shouldn't, but I'm trying to be safe about this. And we can turn off the beacon and the engine, because that is just going to stay on the low loader for the time being. It's going to be the fastest way to get the load all around the map. I maybe should have put a round bale shredder into my mods for this map, but I didn't feel like it. So we'll get this on a 20-meter follow me, and hopefully not hit anything on the way out. We didn't hit anything on the way out. Well, maybe 15 meters would be better. What is it? It's follow. This might not work the way that I want it to. Yeah, I want it to follow the... No, I want you to follow the... I want you to follow the... Yes, the Massey. Because the load all, as far as follow me is concerned, isn't about to move. So it's off down to the pig yard we go. At top speed of 34, 5, 6... I think both of these tractors can do roughly the same... Well, yeah, they can do the same top speed, so speed issues will not be a thing. We've got all the beacons on because this is quite a silly load we've got going down. We've got a Massey pulling a load all and a Case Maxim pulling a bale shredder. What's the fastest way to the pigs from here? It's actually going to be following this road and then taking, not the next stripe, but the one after the forest. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing this evening is, and you can see some like minor issues every so often with some small stuff. I'm going to be trying to do a mega test of the map. Hopefully I have the time. There's a lot of stuff that I want to try and get tested, mainly field depths and whatnot, and I'm going to be cheeky about that and just use the Farm's roller, aka Lone Wolf's roller, and see if I can't get that working in the way that I can just run everything and check field depths. Nathan, just going to take a screenshot of this for Nathan real quick. That map should be enough. By the way, if you're ever testing a map for somebody, I found through the Frontier modding guys, the Frontier test team, the best way to test stuff is to show, don't tell. If you find a problem, take a screenshot of it and send it to the person you're testing the mod or the map for. Because if you can show it, then the person knows exactly what they're looking for, exactly what they're looking at, and exactly what needs to be fixed. So it's not that turn off there. I've noticed the bale fork is sliding around a bit, but my little plan with the pallet fork does seem to be working. It's this road here we want. I'm kind of being a bit overly cautious with the turns, because I don't know how anything's going to react. Everything's reacting well so far. We've not dropped anything. And I'm only going to record this video today. I woke up... I'm not kidding you. I went to bed at like 2 o'clock this morning, which is early by my standards. And I woke up at about 4:30 this evening. Or yesterday evening. It's now just coming up on 8 o'clock. You can see it in the top right. But yeah, I slept like a beast. I was so very happy to get that much sleep. Because I needed it. So we can turn off follow me here. And seeing as the pallet fork is already on the load all, our first job is going to be grabbing the pig feed and giving it to the pigs. And then we'll worry about giving the straw to the pigs after that, which Nathan has kindly provided us with about a trailer load of straw bales. I get the feeling these were auto-loaded, Nathan. They're a bit too neat to be placed manually. So 1,000 litres won't be enough, but it'll be enough to just get them started. And I'll kind of make my way around the back of the Herps trailer, which I have painted entirely yellow because it's pretty much the only job it's going to have is transporting the load all around. And I felt like colour coding it for the load all was a smart little idea. You know, it's almost the exact same yellow as the load all, so that's kind of a nice thing. It is the yellow that you can choose, so always nice to have that as a kind of a... I don't know if it's a comedy option or like a legit thing that Peter J, when he was making color selections, knew that there was going to be a load of all. No, it's a nice little thing. Now I could, of course, and it is tempting, swap out this pallet fork for the for the skid steer pallet fork and use Black Sheep mod, or not Black Sheep moddings, no, Arm Team's Bobcat, just to deal with the pigs and get some Bobcat-y style equipment down here. That is very tempting, and I might do that. I haven't 100% decided yet. Because I do want to use the Bobcat, and I haven't come up with a reason, a place to use it yet. And I think the way that the pigs work in Farm Sim, it kind of lends itself to using smaller equipment. So maybe this is a good spot to use the Bobcat because it's all very tight and it's going to require kind of tight turning, and that's always the way with the pigs for whatever reason. It's always tight yards. How are they doing for food now? Is that like 3/4 or more? I'll give them another 1,000 litres. That was the cows I was looking at. That is nowhere near 3/4 or more. Holy cow. Nathan, there may be too many pigs. Either that or you've given us literally just enough food to sort out all the pigs. 100% for pig food. And that's not Nathan's fault. I think the pigs in Farm Sim eat too much. Because they're not, like... They do eat a lot in real life, yes. I'm not going to deny that eating like a pig is a thing. But maybe they eat just a skosh more than would be realistic. just a touch more. But I mean, that's something that I'd like to see Giants sorting, or maybe somebody could write a script, Ian, if you're watching. No, maybe like there's a script out there somewhere that makes the pigs eat a bit less. I'm getting lazy now. I'm getting... This is gonna end badly. Because that front pallet is barely held. You can see it just wobbling constantly. Oh my god, how is this working? No, I want the front pallet to empty first, please. Thank you. That was really close to being a disaster. Either that or can't... Maybe they were both emptying at the same time and the front one just couldn't cope with, or they never intended for that to happen and there was only the one... Okay, that's a lot closer to 100% now. That's much better. So pretty much all the pig food is gone now. So I'll need to buy some big bags of it because I don't really like the pallets. When I've got big bags available, they make a lot more sense than using pallets. So let's get the bale fork attached again. Get the Massey up on 2 wheels and get off, putting the Massey on 2 wheels again. And I need to pull the Massey out of the way now. So we're going to make a trillion point... Oh no, that went a lot better than I anticipated. I was fully anticipating like a couple of minutes of just turning and reversing. And by the way, I'm using the keyboard today because my legs are actually really sore. And I don't want to be like recording in pain. And I've discovered that what causes the pain is moving my legs pretty much at all at the moment. So that's why I'm on keyboard. Plus, it's a bit easier to just manage things with keyboard. It doesn't matter too much if I have excess straw because of the way that the... No. Okay. I was going to try and pick up 2 bales. Still can. I've got Running in the 90s from Initial D stuck in my head today because I was just listening to it before I started recording and that was a bad idea. Because now all I hear is Eurobeat. All I've got in my head is Eurobeat and that's awesome because it's really good music. And I need to watch Initial D at some point. Because of course I do. Guy who likes cars and is a bit weird watches Japanese anime about cars. Who would have thunk it? Also, like, I'm terrible at drifting, and maybe Initial D could teach me how to drift. Not likely. So let's just get this kind of lodged in by making it really awkwardly get off the. Really awkwardly get off the... that'll do. Maybe moving about a bit will, like, wiggle it in. He says hopefully, and fails miserably. So this is presumably where the... Oh my god, it kind of barely worked. Presumably this is where the straw goes in, but maybe I'm facing the wrong direction, I guess? Also, I was going to say, I don't know where the manure goes. I literally moved the camera and, oh, say, hey, look, there's the manure thingy. There we go. Have some straw. That was about half a bale. So that can just stay there. And now it's time to load everything back up and go home. And I do have a plan for the second part of this video. I guess it's the second part. Like, the rest of this video. Which is... Number one, I'm going to bring everything back over to the yard that I'm using. The reason that I'm just going to abandon that and the pallet fork is I don't need them over at the cows. I just don't. And my plan is, number one, bring this stuff back, like I said. And number two, we're going to get the case onto the Class Rodant baler, and we're going to do a bit of straw baling. I've decided to suffer for my art and make some round straw bales to basically sell off. No, I don't need you on... Don't go on follow me. No, 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 no. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to turn off the engine. And we'll fold up the back of this. Off we go over to the cows. Now the Massey is going to struggle because it's got a decent amount of weight on the back, so I'm kind of going to be a bit worried about taking turns a bit maybe too tight for the Massey and having the load all fall off. But we should be for the most part okay. Luckily, because I'm so terrible at turning on mouse and keyboard and not very neat in general, I've left nice tire tracks for what the correct direction is to go. Do we still have the load all? We still have the load all. Fantastic. No, don't start humming running in the 90s, Dave. So you can kind of see, I've mentioned it to Nathan a couple of times, and it's hard to describe what it is, but if I just kind of come up over here and run back down the road a bit, because I got a bit of time while the Massey flails, because it's really struggling. Where is it? Right here you can see what I mean by the roads not being flush. That's a tiny little thing, but it looks really good when the roads are flush. And again here, this one seems to be at a wonky angle actually, although it could be the double shadow on it. Yeah, it is just the double shadow. You can see that there is a tiny little shadow there where the roads aren't flush and you can kind of see an edge. That's something that I always try to pick up on maps, is like when the roads aren't flush. Like Sandy Bay is particularly bad for it. Like you can see a lot of seams in the road. I'm gonna have to stop up again here just to... Oh no, we can stop the follow me there and just drive the Massey up. We're close enough. You can see that I've made a nice little mess there of neatness. Where did I put the baler? Where did I put the baler? I can't remember where I put the baler. Just pull this in here real quick. Baler's not there. Baler's not there. I can't for the life of me remember where I put the baler. Where is the baler? Is there something out in the middle of a field somewhere? Well, there's the baler. I did abandon it at the side of the field. Dang it! I've been trying to be really good and putting stuff away, but no, I just abandoned the baler at the edge of the field for some reason. So what I'm going to do here is I'm literally just going to pull this into the yard and turn it off. Because I don't plan on collecting the bales today, I plan on just making some. So that'll do. And now back into the Maxim to leave the yard. Hit the tiny little trailer, but leave the yard. And hit another trailer. I'm doing well with this. And grab the baler, which should be like in the... Oh, I put it in the shed there. I see. I was being good. I just put it away from everything. Okay. I was gonna shout at myself for that, but no, okay, no, I'm fine with that then. Apart from the fact that it's... Maxim's a bit stuck. Everything's stuck. Bing! Fixed. The Maxim actually managed to wedge itself on a pole there. It was never going to move unless I did that. So we're just going to phase through this magic gate and off to the field where we can phase through yet another magic gate. And we can start the baling. So unfold the baler, pick up down, and away we go. And the bale that was almost entirely made of hay is now magically going to be a straw bale, because that's how farm sim works. Ta-da! That bale was like 90% hay, but hey, it's a straw bale now, because all that matters is effectively the last litre or two to decide what your bale is going to be. So if you want to, I guess, cheat silage bales, like get 99% of a bale of straw and then 1% hay or grass, and you can magically get a silage bale out of it. Which would be insane min-maxing, but you could do it. And it would take way too long. You'd be faster, like, mowing and getting all that stuff done. But you could do it. That's my point. And again, this is another piece of equipment that just looks right on the back of, like, any of Matt's DLCs. The Relant. Yes, it is not technically the correct Relant for doing straw baling, because this is set up for silage baling, effectively. But you know, I could see in real life somebody would use this for straw, just not have any silage additives and not attach up the hydraulics for running the sprayer and stuff like that. So not the most unrealistic thing. One of the most unrealistic things, but not the most. And what we're going to do with these bales is we're just going to set them off. Then we're going to, because I don't have force plowing on, we're just going to cultivate this up, probably using courseplay because I'm lazy, and get that sorted while I do some other stuff around the farm. In fact, I might even get this cultivated off camera at some point. I will finish the baling off camera. I don't really plan on streaming this map all that much. I feel like Sandy Bay is better suited to streaming because of the format I'm using on Sandy Bay. This map, it's basically just generic playing farm sim for me, in a way. Just with equipment that I really... If you didn't get this from the fact that I'm constantly using it, I really love this equipment. Like, I was going to start another map this week as well, and I realized that there's no point in me doing it because it would then end up with me having 3 maps with the exact same equipment set. So you'd get the same equipment in just different kind of areas. Now granted, I am trying to remedy the problem of Dave keeps using the same equipment all the damn time by... How did that happen? I'm trying to remedy that by at least swapping the baler out and trying to do different things with the same equipment. But, you know, this is a problem that I've always had, is once I find equipment that I really like, I won't stop using it. So expect to see these classics as starter equipment on a lot of maps, because I do like kind of starting off with a struggle. I don't like starting off with... And when back in the day when I was doing kind of map spotlights in FS15, this was something that I did that I don't know if I regret, but I kind of criticized a lot of maps from some people for having starter equipment that was just a bit big. Because I like having starter equipment that makes sense for the amount of fields and the field acreages and areas that you own at the beginning of the map. And in an ideal world, and this is going to sound weird, I like maps that start you off with equipment that's too small for the map. Because, you know, the start of the game, I always feel should be a struggle, and then it starts getting easier from there. You know, you you're supposed to take an age to get your first harvest in. You're supposed to not have a field seeded in 5 minutes flat when you've just started the map. You're supposed to kind of... Why are the cows only on 81% productivity? What did I forget with... Oh, the grass. You know, I feel like you're supposed to kind of have speed issues at the start of the game where everything takes forever, because in my mind, this is kind of the headcanon I have, and if you're into comic books, you'll know what headcanon is. If you're not, it's basically the storyline that I tend to follow in my head when I'm starting a new map. Is you've just bought this farm, and the former owner kind of ran it into the ground by bad management, which is why you don't have many fields, and why you've got really crappy equipment that's maybe too small or just wildly inappropriate for what you're trying to do. So that's why you'll notice when I do roleplays and whatever, I start off with kind of a weird equipment set. Or, in the case of the realistic one on Colbra, I've started off with equipment that kind of makes sense, but at the same time, there's too much of it. Which is gonna play into things down the line. I've actually got an end point for Colbra in my head already. So, yes, I know the ending. And yes, that was foreboding. Or foreshadowing, I guess. Because Colbra is a temporary series. I'll put it that way. See if you can figure out where I'm planning on going with it. I've just bumped that bale and it's going to roll off it. Oh no, it's going to stop. These bales are behaving themselves surprisingly well. Like, one of my major complaints about Farm Sim is the way the round bales handle, and right now they're behaving really well. The handling is still bad. I don't like round bale handling in Farm Sim. In reality, like, round bales are made because they're... I've heard this, I don't know if it's true. I've heard round bales are easier to handle, which doesn't make sense because... I guess because you can just, like, roll them around... But I would imagine square bales would be a lot easier to handle because they stack neatly, one on top of another. You can't do that with round bales without causing a disastrous mess. And like, if it's... Maybe it's because you can buy round bale grabs, but at the same time you can buy square bale grabs. I don't know why people... Why this story is a thing, why, like, people say, oh, round bales are easier to handle. Well, you can get the same equipment for square bales. This is something that fails in my head. Could you, in the comments, could somebody please explain why I've heard the story that round bales are easier to handle? Is it that they're... like... because they're less efficient on space, because they don't stack 100% neatly. They're... like, more time intensive when you're making them because you gotta stop the baler, open it up and get out. I can understand for silage bales why rounds are better, because when you're wrapping it, it's less effort to just spin the bale around the center. But like for straw and hay, why are round bales a thing? Because they just strike me as inefficient. And I'm that guy who's like, well, this isn't efficient, why should I bother? It's just always been kind of a thing in my mind. It's like, why do round bales even exist? Because all they are is, and I know a bit of farming history here, it's just an extension of the way straw used to be handled and hay used to be handled, where it was just kind of, in terms of straw, it was, people would come in with the scythe, chop the grain, and tie it up into bundles for threshing. And that's basically how, you know, the round bale for straw was originally formed. It was just those bundles got tied into bigger bundles, and then with hay you had the big haystacks, which I can kind of see them boiling down to round bales in a way, but I don't see the point of round bales in 2018. They look nice, they look a lot nicer than square bales, but that's about all the appeal I can see of them. And the round balers are smaller. Is that it? Is it because the round balers are generally smaller? Because they don't need a giant plunger, and there's, I guess, possibly less moving parts if they're belt driven. And maybe they're less prone to, like, jamming, maybe? I have no idea. This is yeah, no idea why round bales are a thing. But that is more or less going to do it for today. I'm going to finish this field and we'll call this an episode. I want to thank you guys all for watching. I'll leave you by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on... Why is my frame rate like really weird in OBS all lately? It's like been struggling to hit 60 and I don't know why. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on Meadow Grove Farm by Nathan, which will hopefully be coming out to the public soon. Nathan is really kind of pushing to get it. He's been pushing for an upload, especially if no more problems can be found. So hopefully very soon it will be uploaded to FSUK or maybe even Giants Mod Hub. I don't know where he's planning on releasing it in the end, but he's being pushed to do the absolute best map he can by some of the testers, at least. And maybe he's learning a thing or two about testing because of some of the stuff that's being found. But that is going to do it. I'll leave you by saying, if you enjoyed, hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, stay safe. And goodbye.